but I am Tina Pelzer. I am one of the members with Living Strong Consulting with Dr. Veirde Jackson. And we have Courtney here with us as well. Miss Courtney Jackson, say hello to everyone. She's going to be running the chat. I just want to say, I love the conversation that I came in on this last conversation about how we're really, really vocal and we're kind of strong on certain things that, you know, have some value, but might not have as much value as education. I loved hearing the tail end of that conversation. And I hear some of you got gift cards. So I am, you know, I want to tap into where those gift cards at. You guys got some gifts already this morning. But today we're going to talk about being priceless, right? And so as we begin, I want you guys to kind of think about, you know, price, think about value, think about how you think about you. If you had to, and again, we are all priceless, but we all like certain things. We look at certain things. We put a value on things, but people are priceless. You are priceless. So as we chime into and get into our next 40 minutes of really thinking about who we are and how we are, I want to open up with this video here. Let me know if you can hear it.
Whatever the world looks like in 10 years and 20 years, part of that is up to you. I urge you to let this current moment push you to improve yourself in all areas of your life, at work, at home, activism, spirituality, wherever you can find hope. Follow it. And remember, you are never alone. Lean on that strength of togetherness. Keep the collective strong. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. Keep your eye on your intention. Don't let any outside distraction or your own insecurity stop you from your goals. Embrace that struggle. Surviving that struggle will strengthen you. This is a crucial time in our history and in your life. The earth is ripping that Band-Aid off so we can really see our wounds, so we can acknowledge and nurture them. That's when true healing begins. You can be that leader we all need. You can lead the movement that celebrates humanity. My prayer for you is that you invest in yourself and see the value of giving back and building your community the best way you can. I pray that you continue to celebrate and value lives that appear different than your own. I know you are ready to start one of the most important journeys of your life. You are at the brink of a huge world shift. Look how far you've come and how much you contributed. Keep pushing. Forget the fear. Forget the doubt. Keep investing and keep betting on yourself.
Wow. I want you to take a moment and type in the chat some of your thoughts from hearing betting on yourself. Are you willing to bet on you? Are you willing to bet on you? Type in the chat. Would you bet on yourself? What would that bet be? How much is that value?
Someone said, is that Beyonce? And yes, it was. Yeah. We have some people who are saying it depends. And Conrad said absolutely. And we have some yes and a maybe. And some more depends.
Depends and maybes, huh?
And then I don't know.
Oh, okay. And what does it depend on? What would it depend on if you needed to bet on yourself? What does that depend
on? For me, it would depend on basically, like, am I betting my soul? Am I betting myself on the black market? Is it something dangerous? Or is it just like me betting if I can do something or not, then yes, I would bet myself on that. But if it's something dangerous, then no.
I love that.
I thought too much about it. So
very thought-provoking.
Yes, love that perspective. So the depend on means what you're betting it against, right? That's a very, very good perspective on thinking about, am I going to bet on myself? How much would I put on the table? I want you guys to read this statement from John Maxwell. The value of a balloon is that it brings joy to people's lives as it becomes bigger on the inside. Now, you guys have seen a balloon blow up before, right? You know that the more air you put in it, and it has to be a certain kind of air, the more air you put in it, the bigger it goes. Some can float, some don't float. Some, only can go a certain size. We want to talk a little bit today about keeping yourself filled. Now, you guys are 8th graders. You guys kind of know what being filled up is. And some people are filled up with just a lot of hot air, right? A lot of people got a lot of hot air, but that hot air is just hot air, right? Think about now, I want you to think about, what are you filling yourselves with? How are you filling yourselves? What can you do to fill yourself so that when you're making a decision on the bet that the young lady just mentioned, you're not betting on something that is dangerous. You're not betting on something that's not going to be fulfilling or positive for you. Look at these statements about balloons. Often balloons are a part of festive activities. They're different colors, right? They have one thing in common. They're filled with air. A balloon that is empty on the inside is not attractive on the outside, right? And I don't have my screen. Courtney, you got your balloons over there?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, can you guys see Courtney's balloon? Are you blowing the balloon?
Well, I had blew one up while you were talking, so I'll blow another one out.
Awesome, right? So if balloons are empty on the inside, they're not attractive on the outside. So if you're feeling empty or you have things on the inside that are not really good, the outside doesn't show up so well, right? So that's the same thing with your self-worth. If what you filled yourself with on the inside is not good, the air doesn't have quality, you haven't thought about what you filled yourself on the inside with, then that part of you kind of shifts and determines what your character is. And it shows up on the outside. What we put inside is what we become outside. Your self-worth. Who we really are is our character. Who we appear to be is our reputation. Type in the chat for me, what do you think about your character? Who are you on the inside? And be very open and honest right now. Your character. Who are you on the inside?
Macy says shy. Genuine, Elijah. Outgoing, Tyre. And logical. Someone says shy and confident at the same time, and I can relate to that.
Introvert.
And David said a rock. Awesome.
Oh, I love that. Now tell me, we are describing our characteristics on the inside. Can someone tell me the difference between character and reputation? Now it's right here on the screen, but tell me your inner thoughts on the difference between your character and your reputation. What do you think about that? How do they differ?
How others see me. Their different meaning, and how you see yourself.
Okay.
And Emmanuel said insecure on the inside, confident on the outside.
Wow.
Dr. Hampton said, who are you when no one is looking? Awesome. Integrity. People will act a certain way to impress someone, but they are actually a different person on the inside.
Wow.
When no one is looking, I'm somewhat wise. Madison. Well, Madison, you definitely seem insightful. I believe it.
Yes, somewhat wise when no one is looking. And let's think about that. Thank you so much, Dr. Hampton. And thank you all for your responses because, first of all, you're honest, right? And we want you to take time now to really, really think about who you are on the inside. Be very honest with yourselves, right? Character is who you are on the inside. Your reputation is who you appear to be to others, right? But they have to go hand in hand because when you're alone, and we do an exercise quite often that we ask some of our students and our participants to actually look at themselves when they are alone in a room and think about how they really, really feel about themselves, because that is really what's going to depict and determine your character, and then it'll show up in your reputation. People of character are bigger on the inside than they are on the outside. Have you guys ever seen people and recognized people? Someone said that they were kind of introverts, right? But if you notice, some people who don't show up so loud and so big, you know, that they still have a great character because it's something about them on the inside that just kind of shows up. Have you guys experienced anybody like that before? Put it in the chat. Have you experienced anybody that, you know, they're not all the way quiet, but they're, you know, they're cool, they're chill, but their character and how they represent themselves gives you some positivity. Have you experienced that from folks?
They are saying yes, and someone put in all caps with exclamation points, me.
Oh, okay. I love the confidence. Love the confidence. All right, they become bigger on the outside, especially when that character really, really shows up, right? Self-worth really, really is determined by who you are and what kind of air you put in your balloon. So, what does it mean to be bigger on the inside than the outside? Somebody tell me, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to be bigger on the inside than the outside?
It means being a better person than what you seem like in the inside, which is better because you're doing it not for like attention or anything. You're doing it because that's who you are.
Thank you, Madison. And we have some answers in the chat as well. So being a better person, having a good personality, it means on the inside, you should try to be the best person you can. To spend more time developing your character than thinking about your reputation. And then we have someone who says, I don't know, but I think they're open and willing to learn today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those responses. And the one that says, I don't know, that's actually a good place to start because it means that you're thinking about it. You don't know, but it's okay. Let's think about how do we become bigger on the inside than we are on the outside? How do we determine that that's where we're going to start to build up who we are? Being bigger on the inside, which in all of your answers, amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you, Madison, for opening up your mic. We want to hear your voices. Being bigger on the inside than on the outside means that your character is bigger than your reputation, right? Being bigger on the inside than the outside means your walk speaks louder than your talk. Your presence is who you are. It's going to determine who you are. Being bigger on the inside means that your attitude is bigger than your circumstances. This is a big one, y'all. A really, really big one. Your attitude is bigger than your circumstances. Your circumstances are those things that are happening, right? Things that might not be going right, things that are happening at home, things even in school that might be challenges that you come up with. But your attitude is bigger than that. It's better than that. Being bigger inside means that you do what you ought to versus what you want to. We do a thing called the things you need and the things you want. There are certain things that you need to do, and that last conversation from the last class relates to this. What you ought to do versus what you want to do. Being bigger is, I want to not come to class, or I want to, watch TV a little longer. I might not do my homework, but is that something that I really need to be doing or that I ought to be doing? Is that going to grow me more on the inside? So being bigger is doing what you ought to do versus what you want to do. And then today, I want you guys to think about and strive, really focus on inside development more than outside. Your character is more than your reputation. Now, I hope I don't mess this up. I want to see your faces really quickly in this, because as we're striving today, and let's see, let me make sure. Can you guys see me? Okay, there we go. As we're striving today to think about who we are on the inside, and I brought myself back on the screen because I want you guys to really, really think about how and who you are on the inside. And I want you to open your mic up for just a moment, whoever wants to respond. When you're thinking about your inside you, we just talked about the balloon blowing up, character, and all that stuff. Somebody give me a real life picture of how you feel about you right now in this moment.
In this moment?
In this moment. How do you feel about you?
I'm sort of in my logical mood. So many moods.
Logical? Someone else? I heard a gentleman. Anyone else? Come off the mic. How do you feel in the moment?
I feel at peace knowing that it's okay, that I'm not weird.
Great answer. That's
wow.
awesome.
David.
I'm feeling blessed by all the students willing to share.
Thank you.
And if you don't want to come off mic, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you don't want to come off mic. This is a pivotal moment because today we're really striving to focus on you, to think about who you are. Remember, our talk can be real loud.
Macy, so sorry.
Go ahead.
Macy put in the chat, how I feel about myself right now is I definitely need to work on my personality for me and not for other people. Thank you for sharing that, Macy.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you, David. I want you guys to pin this moment now, because as we go out throughout the rest of the day, you guys are going to have many more presentations. And guess what? The reality of it is, we as adults, also we as people that encourage you, we can talk to you and be there for you till turn blue, right? And I know you guys have encouragers in your corner, but it really is going to boil down to is how much are you investing in you? Priceless. What are the investments and the time and the focus that you're putting on you with being priceless, right? I know you guys know about sneakers, right? Now I'm gonna give you guys a helpful hint. I'm gonna give you guys something. I used to value sneakers a long time ago. I had the very first pair of Jordans that came out back in the 80s. Who knows about those? Who knows about those first black, red, and white Jordans, the first ones that came out, right? I had them on a while ago, and someone offered to buy them off my feet. And they wanted to pay $2,000 for them, for a pair of sneakers that were over 20 years old, and I hadn't worn much. They were in mint condition, right? Because I valued those sneakers when I found out what they were worth. I found out what those sneakers were worth, so I took more care of them. I put them in a box. When the person approached me and said, I'll buy those off of your feet, I was like, wait a minute, they worth that much? How would you feel when you think about you? Yes, Tajir, are you a sneakerhead, right? How would you feel if somebody came to you and they're like, I would invest in you. I want to invest in who you are. I want to not put a price tag because you're priceless, but think about yourself just like you would think about those things that you value. The games, the sneakers, all those types of things, because guess what? They lose value, but you don't. They lose integrity, but you don't. They lose how good they look, but you don't. You are priceless. I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. Hopefully it'll work out right for me with this technology. Let's see. I think I'm getting the swing of this Google Meets thing here. Let's see where we are. All right. Are we good? Do you see being bigger? Somebody tell me if you see this part of the screen.
Looks good.
Looks good. All right. So remember, more on the inside than the outside. All right. All right. Now, I want us to think about which one of these things needs to be on the inside of you. Pick which one that makes you feel full. Is it kindness, trustworthiness, reliability, courage, authenticity, because we like to be authentic, right? Forgiveness. Put in the chat which one helps to keep you full. What makes you feel full?
Someone said the complete six or hex. I'm seeing a lot of ones, a lot of 3 and 5s, which are reliability and authenticity. So actually seeing a good mixture. And someone actually said not sure.
Okay. So kindness, mixture, somebody said all 6. And if you're not sure, think about these words and think about which one draws closer to you. What makes you feel good? Do you feel good to be kind? Do you feel good to have courage? Does it make you feel good to be really authentic? Just be the real you? Does it make you feel good to be trustworthy? And all of these items here are character traits that are built up on the inside. You can show these things on the outside, but they have to be built within, because guess what they become? They're not authentic if you just show up for the moment. Okay? I know Miss Courtney showed her balloons, but I want to see if somebody, come off of your mic, one person who can read this off to me and flow with it. Read what these words say.
Can I?
Go ahead, Madison.
Oh my God. What you do speaks louder than what you say. Your talk and your walk talk. Or your walk talks louder than your talk.
Wow.
Boom! That was good on the first try, because this is a tongue twister for me. Anybody else thought it was a tongue twister? But tell me, Madison, since you spoke it, what do those words mean to you? What do you think about this study?
It means, like, instead of saying that you're going to do something, do it, basically. Like, it's basically a more fancy way of basically saying action speaks louder than words.
Boom.
Boom. Good job.
That's what it is, because you can say a whole lot, but you got to be about it. We used to say back in our day, don't talk about it, be about it, right? Be who you are. Thank you so much for that, Madison. And I challenge you guys to do this tongue twister, because when you say it and you say it more, you start to think about it and it becomes a part of who you are, right? Think about your walk. Your walk is so much louder than your talk. So you guys saw that deflated balloon, and Miss Courtney was blowing up that balloon on the minute. We want to think about your rise, right? How do you rise up? Benefits of your rise, right? When you rise up and you start getting air into your balloon and not just blowing smoke, right? Hot air into your balloon, your growth on the inside will start to show. You're going to be appreciating yourself, and others will appreciate you because you're pushing and you're striving to do what's right. Your inside and outside start to be in harmony. Now, this is a big deal. Somebody put in the chat, what does it feel like when your inside and your outside are not in harmony? When your inside and your outside are not in harmony, what does that look like? What does it feel like? And
I think in my head, it might look like you're overwhelmed, probably.
Overwhelmed. All right. Who else we got?
That's how it is for me.
In the chat, we have said fake. Tajir said, I don't know.
Inside and outside, live in harmony.
You
With-
feel like, I'm sorry, you feel like you have to change yourself for other people and you could feel pressure. Conrad said, not true to yourself, conflicting. That's awesome answers.
Yes. Let's stay there for a minute. Someone said, feel like you have to change yourself for others. How many of you guys have felt like that before? Just put in the chat, me. Like I got to change myself for others. If you've ever felt like that, doesn't mean that that's who you are, but if you've ever felt like I got to change myself for others, my inside are not looking good.
We're seeing an overwhelming yes, yeah, and me.
Wow.
And then someone said, I did when I was younger.
Wow. Tell me, did that feel like you were rising, or did it feel like you were falling or kind of dwindling a little bit if you changed yourself for others? How did that feel? Did you feel like you were rising when you had to do that?
We're seeing falling. And someone said, I never liked change. However, it has to happen at some point.
Okay, so that's a different kind of change. This change here from what some of us expressed about something being different on the inside than the outside is that you're changing for other people instead of for you. And someone put in there falling, right? When you have to change yourself for someone else, it actually decreases the odds of you making good choices. It doesn't allow you to be who you are. It's hard for you to rise because it's not you. It doesn't feel good because you're only pleasing someone else and you're not thinking about your value, right? But when you start to think about who you are and valuing who you are, the benefits of it are you're just going to start to grow. Your odds are going to increase with making good choices. You're going to start to feel good about yourself. You're going to start to value who you are. Now, as we're thinking about your character and how it's going to affect you positively, right? Because you want to rise. You don't want to stay stuck. You don't want to stay in the same place. Living true to who you are, you know your value. Now, you guys see this apple and this orange on the screen? They're both a fruit, right? They're both a fruit, but they serve different purposes. If someone tried to compare you, let's say you're the orange, right? You have these layers that have to be peeled off, right? You have to pull it apart to eat it. And they treated you like an apple and they just kind of bit into you, right? You know how people take an apple and they just chunk into it. There's a difference, right? Some of us, you can't compare apples to oranges because we're different. We all have value on the inside. The inside of an orange is totally different than the inside of an apple. Even the outsides. If I painted this orange red, would you guys think it's an apple? Would you just bite into it? Tell me, would you bite, if this orange was red, would you just bite into it? I hope not.
I'm seeing no. But someone did mention there are green apples too.
There are. You're absolutely correct. There are green apples. They're red. They're light red. I mean, apples come in different colors, right? The orange, which there are different shades of oranges, right? But they both have very different characteristics, especially as we're thinking about from the inside out, right? Your value, who you are, being true to it. Don't try to be an apple when you're really an orange, right? Don't try to be someone out here that's doing something that you know is negative and not right when you're really that positive person. You're really that thinker. You're really that leader. Don't try to be something that someone tells you you ought to be. Because if I told this orange to be an orange, this orange is going to tell me no. If I told the apple to be the apple, it's going to tell me no. So understand your value. Know who you are. Don't try to be something that you're not, but push to be something that you can be, something positive. Your self-worth is a choice, right? Your self-worth is how you feel about your good qualities, achieving good things. Who are you? You know, what qualities about yourself do you value? You're special. You're important. You're unique. You are gifted. You are accepted. You are essential, significant. You are worthy, and you are absolutely priceless. Absolutely priceless. Look at these options on the screen. And I want you guys to put in the chat, pull out the most important things that you feel about you. Just pull out a couple of them, put in the chat. Who are you? Which one of these items identify who you are? And if someone else can come off the mic, Madison has been very helpful, and I'm enjoying, Madison, your inspiration and your participation. Can I get one more person to come off and tell me who you are related to one of these characteristics?
I am worthy.
Awesome.
Who was that? I can't see.
I couldn't see who it was.
Alina Miller.
Thank you, Alina.
Hi, Alina. You are worthy. Yes. The others of us, put it in the chat. Who are you?
In our chat, we're seeing, oh, Valerie, thank you. You are important. In our chat, we're seeing I'm unique, worthy, and unique. Gifted, unique, and worthy. Important. I am very special, unique, worthy, important. I am a very special, unique, worthy, important soul.
Wow. Love it. Unique, important, special, worthy, gifted. Now, I want you guys to take a moment. Try to remember these here on the screen. I might bring them back. But I want you to picture yourselves looking in a mirror, right? You guys have seen Snow White before or heard mirror, mirror on the wall, right? Who's the fairest? Well, you're the bomb, right? You are the best when you look in the mirror. And I know quite often when we look in the mirror, we look in windows just to kind of, especially us females, we look in the windows, make sure the hair is right, make sure the eyebrows on fleek, you know, see if the lips are right. Fellas, you looking at your haircut, making sure you good, you know, making sure your lips ain't dry, all that kind of stuff. But when you look in the mirror, I want you guys to pause and literally take a moment. If you got one close to you or if you're looking in your camera, I want you to pause a moment. And I want you to think about how you feel about you when you look in the mirror. But those statements that we just mentioned about your self-worth, you're gifted, you're important, you're special, you're unique. Which one of those are hard for you to say when you look in the mirror? Which one is hard to say? Put it in the chat. Is it hard for you to say I'm special, I'm important, I'm unique? Is it hard to say I'm gifted?
It's hard for me to say I'm special. That I'm not pretty. Almost all of them, I guess. Accepted. I'm essential. Accepted. Worthless.
Wow. I love it that you guys are being very open and honest right now. I'll tell you all, when I was in the 8th grade, I probably could not say any of these things. It would probably have been really hard for me at that time because of life circumstances, and I had to find a way to push past it, right? So it was hard for me to look in the mirror and really feel important or special. Sometimes it was hard for me to feel essential or gifted. And it felt that way out of circumstance. It felt that way because I allowed others and what they thought and what they said and how they looked at me to kind of determine how I felt about me. But then one day I looked in the mirror, and I'll never forget, it was my 9th grade, and I had a lot of things going on in my life. And at that moment, one of my teachers, actually, I'm from DC, and one of my teachers in the 9th grade said to me, she said, your belief controls your behavior. How you feel about yourself is only going to be determined by you. And that stuck with me for all these years. I'm well up there, close to kind of like up in the half a century area. But it stuck with me so much because I had to think about it. All the while I was looking in the mirror and I didn't really know how I felt or what I wanted to feel like, I would look in the mirror and I would be trying to appease myself in the mirror for others. When in fact, I needed to appease myself in the mirror for me, right? I needed to appease myself in the mirror to understand the self-worth. And it wasn't appeasing, it was more than appeasing. It was digging deep into me to understand how I feel. How do I feel about my self-worth? I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice in that time when it was the hardest point in my life. My grandmother had died, who was my caretaker. I had to take care of my 2 siblings. My parents were, one was on drugs and the other was alcoholic. And at that time in my life, in the 9th grade, I had to make a big decision. Am I going to continue to look in this mirror and not feel worthy? Am I going to continue to look in this mirror and feel incomplete, feel down, feel like I can't? I had to make a decision. I had to fuel the things that I had and the people I had around me to help me make good decisions and make a choice about my self-worth. So here is what happened. You guys see these 3 circles? These 3 circles are certain things that I had to think about when I started looking at myself in the mirror. And here's what we're going to challenge you with today in the last couple of minutes. We want you to really think about your self-worth being a choice, your choice. We want you to write down these 3 circles, and you guys can start putting some things in the chat if you want, but I want you to really have a takeaway of these 3 circles of self-worth is a choice. I am, I have, and I can. You see, back at that time in the 9th grade, for a little while, I thought I didn't have anything. I thought I couldn't really accomplish much because my surroundings and circumstances told me that all it was what I saw. And then I had to tap into who I really am. And so we challenge you all today to tap into who you really are. I am what? I have what? I can do what? Somebody put in the chat, and I want you guys to start answering these things right now. I am, finish the sentence. I have, finished the sentence. And don't just think about things. Think about the teachers that are actually on this call, not just teachers, anyone that you encounter in the educational system. You know, you have them, right? You know that they've got your back. You know that they're supportive. They're there. Put them into your I have category. And think about I can. Choose today who you are, what you have, and what you can do. Put some information in the chat. Courtney, tell me what we got when people start finishing these sentences. I am, I have, and I can.
I am unique. I am beautiful in my own way. I can be a better person. I have loved ones. I can be a better person. Awesome. That's a great answer.
Yes.
They're all great answers.
Awesome. And so after today, because today is just not you're in class, today is not just, oh, we had this experience. Today is for you to strive and actually to be very thought-provoking that once you're done with today's sessions, you have some decisions to make. You have some choices to make. You want to take today's opportunities and today's experiences and turn them into that thing that builds your character on the inside. There's a statement by Eleanor Roosevelt, right? No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Think about that for a moment. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And what that means is You gave them permission. You gave other people permission to make you feel a certain way. Today, you're taking the permission slip back. You don't give them permission to make you feel inferior. You don't give anybody permission to make you feel like you can't or you're not enough. Today, you give yourself permission to feel great. You give yourself permission to rise above and to fill yourself up with the positive things that depict your character and your reputation. The price tag you place on yourself is important because it's the same price tag that others will place on you. Think about that. The price tag you place on yourself is important because quite often it's the same price tag others will place on you. But we have to tap into no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So if you give them permission to put value on you that's beneath you, you want to start to snatch that back. Don't give them that permission. You only give permission to the people that you wrote in that says, I have, right? I have loved ones. I have this. Those are the people you give permission to. But the ultimate person you're giving permission to is yourself, right? So as we wrap things up, because I see that we're getting close to time. It's almost our time, right? I'll be just a couple more minutes. Today, you're going to be raising the price tag on yourself, right? So I want you to take a moment and we're going to start to celebrate who we are, right? I'll be raising the price tag on my self-worth. Just like we put price tags on all those things that we like. The girls, we like the fly bags, the Gucci, the Pradas, the guys, we like rides and these gaming systems and the sneakers. We know what that stuff is worth. And some of us work really hard to try to get those things. We ask our parents, we do extra chores. We try to figure out how we can get that stuff, right? Will you raise the price tag on yourself and figure out the things that are going to raise up the value in you, right? Fill yourself with self-talk, with self-worth. And let's pause right there. Somebody come off a mic. Tell me what the self-talk look like. What do you tell yourself? What do you tell yourself? Anyone, come off the mic. What does self-talk look like?
I tell myself that it takes practice.
Ooh.
And that basically I can't really get where I want to go if I just sit around in my bed on TikTok going through my weird mood swings. And I tell myself to get up and draw something, practice anatomy, practice your animation thingy so that I can get into Full Sail University.
Come on.
Worth talk.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So put in the chat, guys. Put in the chat. What are some self-talk things that you say to yourself that can help build up your price tag, right? They're helping to build up your worth, your self-worth. What can you say to yourself? I alluded to one a little while ago. My belief controls my behavior. I say that to myself every single day. What I believe in is going to control what I do. So I fuel my thoughts with positive things and around positive people because you got to talk, self-talk. Not the talk is bigger than you walk, the self-talk. What we got in the chat, Courtney? What are we saying to ourselves?
It's a great dialogue going on in the chat right now. So thank you all for being open and honest and vulnerable. But we have nobody is perfect. I tell myself that I can do better, and whatever I'm doing, I try to do to the fullest. And we had a teacher that agreed with what we were saying and expressed some of what they've dealt with, and everyone is just applauding that teacher, and I applaud you as well. You also have to equip yourself to be able to confront negativity as well.
Awesome. Thank you for those responses. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because you guys have just been amazing. You filled me up, I will say that, and I hope we've had the opportunity to actually fill you guys up. As you're thinking about going about your day, remember those 3 circles, and these are some of the things that self-talk can do to you, because it really is about what's on the inside. Self-talk can be encouraging. It can also bring you down. It can be positive or negative. It can be harmful, or it can make you better. It can be motivating, or it will stunt your growth. It will make you procrastinate. It can be helpful, or it can make you worse. But here's the thing. Here's where we're going to end off today with, right? We all do self-talk, whether we like it or not. My husband tends to think that I do self-talk out loud quite often, but sometimes saying it out loud to myself makes it live, right? But look at this quote here. When nobody else celebrates you, learn to celebrate yourself. It's not up to other people to keep you encouraged. It's up to you. Encouragement should come from the inside. We challenge you today to really, really take captive of your thoughts, right? Take those thoughts. And I love it what the young lady just said about instead of sitting around on TikTok, which you can have fun on TikTok because I like it. I do some of those dances on there too. You might see me as TikTok famous. My son kind of put me out there a little bit. But I want you to take a moment, and we at Living Strong want you to think about how to live strong by taking hold of your thoughts, filling yourself with positive things and people and surroundings, and think about those circles of I am, I have, and I can. So that wraps things up. I'm hoping you guys had an awesome time. Put in the chat your thoughts and your feelings, and I guess we're at time, right? 10:57. We're past time, way past time.
We are past time. But this was amazing. And I just want to say thank you to all the students who shared, who were open and honest and vulnerable. We really appreciate it. And I hope we've been a help to you guys, and we've gotten the conversation going that will continue beyond this day. Thank you, Dr. Hampton, for having us.
No, thank you. You guys are amazing. I'm literally sitting here, just the chat alone, and I'm like in tears. You guys have been absolutely amazing today. Our students are amazing. I can't tell you how much I appreciate just the fact that our students are being so open and willing to lean in to what we are trying to, to how we are trying to build them up to them. I do feel like it was something that a message we probably all needed to hear, adults and kids alike. So I thank you so much. It is their lunch. Guys, you have a half hour for lunch at 11:30. At 11:30, we are starting with the next session. So come back, be ready to be empowered some more. Your next session coming to you at 11:30 is TBH. I'm trying to skirt the D. So
Are we coming back into this meet?
Yep, same exact. So you come back to your Google Meet, you come back to your GoGuardian, your teacher will push you right back into the same meet unless you locked in this link, you can come right back in. But we start back at 11:30, so enjoy your lunch. And we will see you back at 11:30. If you don't want to leave the meet, you don't have to leave the meet open.
Have an awesome day, guys. Thank you for allowing us in your space.
Thank you so much for today. We appreciate it. Miss Cousins. Miss Cousins, I have to ask you real quick. Are you like, when I taught in Philly, I had a principal.
I know what you're going to say.
And I keep, every time I see you and Miss Jackson, I keep thinking like, are they related? Because I know she had a son.
So we are related, but not directly. It's 2 generations down to that Pelzer family.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and it's my husband who is related to that family, but it's 2 generations apart in South Carolina, related to the educator family of the Pelzer family, as well as the funeral home Pelzer family. That's 4 generations in relation. So I get that all the time.
Okay, yeah, she was my first principal in Philadelphia, and she was tough.
Amazing. Yeah, but amazing, right? Tough,
right,
but
amazing. But she was, I remember, she was still in my mind. And I remember her always. She had a son who I think was also an educator, and maybe like a principal now. And that's why I always wonder, because It's a unique name. So
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Your students are amazing.
thank you. We
Right?
appreciate you guys coming. We're excited to see you for the rest of the afternoon. I wish you well in the rest of the grades. I'm getting
right?
Yeah, I'm getting feedback from everybody, and the kids are all, across the grades. They're all leaning in today. So, and we're really vulnerable. They needed this clearly. So thank you so much for your gifts and talents today. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you all. You educators are awesome. I love the engagement. I heard from you guys just chiming on the last one. Love it. So you guys have an awesome day. Happy Wednesday, right?
Yes, it is. Happy Wednesday, hump day.
Right? All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I have Skylar, Valerie, Alina, Matri. Do you guys just want to stay in the chat and talk? I don't have to close out the chat, but you do have lunch.
I'm staying. There's really no point in leaving.
Really, I already ate. But Dr. Hampton, I didn't mess up.
Yeah, you did. You and Gisela gave a phenomenal opening this morning. Miss Trossel texted me and she was like, I'm in tears. They were so good. So your hard work is
12.
Seen and acknowledged. But feel free if you guys want to chat in the chat. That's how I can leave the chat open. I have my stuff's in here. Whatever. I need to go heat up the soup. But other than that,
Can we watch a movie?
you watch a movie.
Yeah.
Zamir's busy talking to everybody in the chat. Sierra is being Sierra is being her firecracker self. Hey, Sierra.
Hey, Dr. Hampton.
Yes, Cynthia. Wait, who's talking to me? Oh, yeah, Sierra. I missed your cute little self this year. I always could rely on you to give me a hug at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, or somewhere in between. She would just come running up to me and hug me out of nowhere. It was great. Sometimes I would turn around and Sierra would just be there. Hey, Abigail.
You were just scared so fast because you didn't know I was behind you.
No, you're right. I would turn around and you would just be there. And then you would disappear just as quickly as you came. Sometimes I think you, Alina, there's a few of you, every time I looked up, you were never where you were supposed to be in 7th grade. Somehow you always found your way back down to the 6th grade hallway.
You know what? Because when you go to the bathroom, you got to take a break and you got to walk around.
Right.
We're always going back. We're going to go back.
Eventually you were going to make it back to your room?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as you made it, I'm sure your teachers missed you in the process. Conveniently. There's always a specific time of the day that they would convene, and Mr. Platchick knows this well, that there's always a specific time of the day for some of you when you conveniently disappear. Abigail, I am doing well. I do miss I miss seeing all of you this year off camera and in live and direct and in person. But you guys have all grown so much. I'm like the few who have come in so far, you guys have gotten so tall. I'm like, oh my goodness. They're so tall and you guys are ready for high school.
I'm so short. Sad.
Well, Sierra, everybody, you don't want to, you know what? My daughter doesn't want to be super tall. Zamir, did you get your dog?
Yeah, I got him.
Who let him out? Your sister let him out?
No, he went under the gate. So he there's like a little tree branch, and so we hook him up to the tree branch. It's
Cameron!
But he goes like under. It's like a those little skinny iron little fence with like a bunch of holes in it.
Okay.
So it was flimsy. He just
no eating in the classroom.
So your dog is smart, in other words.
Yeah, very much.
IQ 120.
Well, at least you were able to go get him and get him back. Although he looks so cute on the camera, I can't picture him like biting anybody.
Yeah, he's back there laying down.
See, he's calm. He's chill. He just wanted a little adventure for the day. That's all. Alina, did you check in with Pierre and see how the 6th grade is going?
No, I did not. Should I though? Because she's a little. I feel like if I talk to her, she's gonna want to like not stop talking to me. And
well, that is your sister. I mean,
oh, you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. You look just alike. I'm pretty sure.
I don't look like her. I'm sorry, Miss Ma'am, but no.
Okay, Sierra, go grab your lunch. All of you can go grab lunch. I mean, I know we've been switching around. Hey, Saray.
I don't look like her, Saray.
Yeah, you do.
There you do.
I don't look like. I look like my father. Sorry.
Y'all both look like your father.
Yeah, but you and your sister do favor each other. I don't think you can deny that that's your sister. I'm just saying.
No comment. Signal. Yeah, she's my sister, but like she's irking. Like I just would.
Well, I think siblings, they tend to, I have siblings. Sometimes they work my nerves, but they mean well.
I fight my friends like. Yeah, Cynthia.
Skylar,
like, I feel
like you like what?
I fight my friends like we're siblings. Like it's
Skylar, friend of mine, Alina is just extra. Today she's just having her extra
She
moment.
tries to fight me outside because she lives in my complex. She tries to fight me for no reason.
Alina.
Wait, that's illegal.
Not at all. Hey, Evalie. Evalie, are we changing your central? I'm gonna need you to smile in your center pick. Can we get a center pick of you smiling? Saray, that's not true. Your siblings love you. I promise you.
Stop.
Skylar said you're not being nice.
I am being nice.
Are you sure?
I'm nice to all my siblings and family and friends.
Okay, now, Alina, I've watched how you interact with your sister, and she must have asked 5 times the one day for you to call her, and you just kept ignoring her.
Guys, she don't want. No, I have other things to do.
Oh. Better
I hope you want to be in 6th grade again. 6th grade was the best grade ever. I got to annoy Dr. Hampton. Annoying Dr. Hampton was the best. Like honestly,
daily, every day she would make it a point. I had to like leave the class. I had to like skip out. She would show back up at the end of that day. I was stuck with Lena till like 6:30 at night. Without fear. She was just there.
Yo, these ones are cute. Anyways. Oh my god. I remember the beginning of 6th grade. The 6th grade was not okay at all.
No, your 6th grade team was turned up long. Yes, Jaden. Hi, Jaden.
Alina, I agree with you. It really wasn't it.
Really, like Dr. Hampton used to be she used to be a little too nosy.
What'd you say, Jaden? Do I have any what?
Do we have any class today?
No, this is our day. We are in self-development mode all day. We have 2 more sessions in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So you just
Dr. Hampton, remember Elijah?
Do you remember Elijah?
Of course I remember Elijah.
I bet you do.
Bro, why are you saying it like that?
I'm still seeing Elijah.
No.
No.
She was in our business too much.
Oh my goodness.
You were.
No, that's not no. That's not how that went. Not at all.
Yes, it's totally how it went.
No, it's not. It is not how that went.
Yes, it was.
It really is not, though. But you continue.
It really is, though.
Alina, there is nothing I could be in that you did not invite me to.
Dr. Hampton. You
We're
were
like calling you out,
disnosed.
Alina.
I mean, Alina, you did make it public to the point where Dr. Hampton
Stop.
found out. So
I was a sixth grader. Shush. My business is my business. Period.
Cap.
Skylar, don't look like that. I will come to your house and I
Is
will
that a
find you.
threat, Alina?
Yes.
You're not coming to my house.
Yes,
Stay
I will.
At your part of the complex.
No.
Yes.
I'm welcome anytime. Your mom loves me.
Just because my mom loves you does not mean you're coming to my house. She's not
Yes, it does.
home.
Okay, I'm still coming. Your sister loves me, even though your dog hates me.
My dog hates you, yes.
Your sister and your mom loves me.
Ooh, I forgot to stop recording.
Like I'm dead. Dead as a cockroach.